Hey everybody, Michael here from GetFitOver40.com. This is a follow-up video to a previous video I made about testosterone replacement therapy, and it's basically a video I made where I talk about, do I think whether somebody on TRT, that's the shortened version of testosterone replacement theory if you don't know, so TRT, whether or not TRT gives a person an advantage in the gym. And you can watch that video. I'll try and put it somewhere in here, probably at the end. I'll put it in the follow-up there at the end, and I'll put a link in the description. So watch that video through the whole thing. It's a bit lengthy, but you really need to watch the whole thing. I sometimes think people watch videos up into a point, and then they might disagree with one of the points I make earlier in the video, and they get all kerfuffled about it and make a comment, a little angry sometimes. And maybe they don't watch the whole video, where I might even kind of come back to that point and discuss it further and maybe even answer some of their questions. So please do watch the whole video, because I sometimes think that happens. So anyways, I do appreciate all the feedback I get. Unless someone's just rude, flat out rude to me and disrespectful, I don't care if people disagree and they say their point and they have a point to make and they do it in an intelligent fashion. If they're just giving me a hard time and being real nasty, then I'm just gonna, I might say something occasionally back to them, like, hey, you're rude or something, right? Or you're totally offline, and then boom, they usually come back with something even worse, and then they're gone, right? I delete people like that. I don't want to have a lot of negativity on the channel, and so if people are super negative, they're out of there, and that's my right. It's my channel. You have your freedom of speech, and I have my freedom to hit the delete button. Okay, that's how it works on YouTube. Anyways, I don't know if this video is going to get demonetized because I said steroids. I'll say it again, I said steroids in the video, and YouTube doesn't like steroids, right? So testosterone replacement is a steroid replacement therapy. It's a medical situation, right? Doctors can prescribe it, clinics can prescribe it. Check that video, why people often will go on TRT, but in general they go on TRT because they're low. They're below the norms in their body, and it's affecting how they function in life. It's affecting their mental state, their physical state, their sexual state, and it can affect women too, okay? So it's not just a man thing. Some of the people have responded back to that video, and this is what I want to discuss. They've responded to a few areas that I want to hit upon. And so I'll try and remember them the best that I can. Probably the more predominant ones will come to my mind first. But one of the things that people have said is like, you're saying this is a normal range, but there is no normal range. So, okay, I didn't make up the normal range, and the normal range has basically been facilitated by looking at a whole group of people, or a large amount of people, not just like 10 people, over time and over history and all that. When people get tested, they come back with a number, right? And so doctors have come in, and I'm not sure exactly how they've come to the conclusion of what normal is, but they've decided that this range, certain ranges, bottom and top, are normal ranges. If you go above that range, you're in a lower percentile that's not normal. If you go below that range, you're also in a not normal percentile, so you'll be in a very smaller percentile that isn't normal. This isn't a made up, just sort of like out of someone's just sort of popped it out of thin air type thing. This is a real thing. So if you're below the normal range, you're going to be affected by that low testosterone. You're not going to necessarily feel that great. You're going to have trouble with developing muscle. You're going to have potential sexual dysfunction, all those types of things. Now, if you get above that range, other things can happen, right? It's not always good to go above it either. You can have high blood pressure, you can have water retention, you might also have higher levels of estrogen if you're above that percentile. It can mess around. Like, your body is designed to run in a certain fashion, and some people can operate on a higher level, even above normal, and be fine, and some people can operate even on a below normal level and never even know that they're below normal and still operate just fine. Everybody's bodies respond to this stuff differently. So if you are having trouble, you're not feeling good for whatever reason, you think it's testosterone or estrogen related, then go see your doctor and find out if that's the case. So that's number one. Normal is not a made up thing, okay? There is a normal range that people should fall under. Secondly, okay, what's the second one? I gotta try and remember this. Okay, another thing that came up is people have said, when people are on testosterone, they do have an advantage because their testosterone levels, because they're artificially induced, are like boom. They're like boom. They're going to be at the high norm all the time, right? Because they're getting injections, right? So their testosterone level is like this, whereas people that aren't on testosterone replacement therapy and they're naturally producing their own hormones, their levels can be affected by diet, stress, you know, what's going on in their life, whether or not they worked out really hard the day before, and that is 100% true. Their hormone levels can go up and down, right? But what you're going to find is, you know, they'll go up and down. They'll have high and low days, but they're not going to go like boom above average, boom below normal. They're going to fluctuate within that normal range usually, right? If they're already on the low side, they might dip up into the middle side and then dip underneath just a bit, but they'll average below, like at the low norm. If they're in the high norm, they might go up and over and then come down just a little bit to maybe medium, but they're going to sit at that high level. And really with testosterone, here's the thing. It's not about like the day-to-day testosterone levels or even the week-to-week. It's more about the continuous testosterone levels, because it's not about so much what's in your blood at the time that's going to affect you. It's the long-term effect of low and high testosterone on your body. Over time, it needs to build up in your system for it to work properly. So even people on testosterone, when they get their injections, they don't notice them for at least a month to a month and a half. They don't notice the benefits of that injection, even though the testosterone levels are going to be high right after the shot, right? So the shot, they get the high level, and what's going to happen is it's going to have to build up over time in their system, and eventually they're going to feel the benefits of the testosterone. So moving around like this isn't a big deal, okay? It's the sustained level that you're really more concerned about. And to be honest, people on testosterone replacement therapy experience way more ups and downs than people that have natural testosterone in their system. The reason for that is because when they get an injection, it's a large amount, it goes into the body, it's more available at the time of the injection, and they'll see higher levels initially, but then as it gets absorbed into the body, they'll see less benefits from it. So their blood, the testosterone in their blood is going to go down. In their system, it's going to go down, 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 and it may even go below or a lot below what's normal, right? Especially for people that get injections every 2 weeks or bi-monthly. They're going to have like probably maybe even go up above high norms, but then they're going to go down, and maybe by the time they're ready for their next injection, they're bottoming out. And that's why a lot of doctors prefer to do at least once a week injections, and I think that's a good idea. It keeps the levels a little bit more sustained, which I think is better than this crazy radical up and down. But again, you're looking mainly at the sustained levels. What's your average level week to week? Okay, that's what's important. All right. Now the last thing is, a lot of people have said to me, you know, that, and I don't even understand where the theory is coming from, but they said, well, if you're on testosterone, you're going to have a therapy, you're going to have more than a normal person. And I'm like, you do the math, it's a math. It's if you get your blood work done and you're in the normal ranges, then you're going to have an equal playing field. It's an absolutely the same equal playing field. If your testosterone is higher than normal, yes, you have an advantage. If it's in the normal range, then you're just like everybody else, okay? Your testosterone levels are exactly where they should be. There's no benefit in the gym, okay? Because now, yeah, of course, people say, well, people that get testosterone replacement therapy, they put on muscle. They get stronger. Of course they do. That's because they were like way at the bottom here. They didn't have the benefits of testosterone. Their testosterone was like super low, right? So their muscle development could be inhibited. A lot of things, even mental state. When your mental state sucks, you're just not even going to want to go to the gym or do anything active, right? So just improving your mental state is going to make you want to be more active, go to the gym, work out harder, just put more effort into it, right? And a lot of times that's what it is. Just having the will and the mindset to go to the gym and get the work done is what gives you more strength and more muscle. It's the work you're doing. It's less the drugs and more the work you're doing. So, you know, and I don't even know if people even listen to the part of my video where I talk about like a turbo, right? So I refer to a turbo as the testosterone and an engine as kind of the individual or the potential of an individual. So if you have two exact engines, same size, they're identical. Let's say they're identical in every way. They both have turbochargers. One has the turbocharger adjusted so that it's at optimal output, so it's giving the engine the best benefit that it can. And then the other one, basically the turbocharger is almost doing nothing because that's testosterone. It's low, it's normal, right? Low, normal. And so the low one is, if it's not adjusted to be optimal, by increasing the testosterone in this case to get to normal ranges, then one car is going to be faster. The normal car that's not on testosterone, it just has a normal working turbo. Adjust that turbo with testosterone to get to normal ranges, equal playing fields. Now it's basically up to the driver how skilled they are, and that's, again, an individual. If you have two people with the same testosterone, the same ability to put on muscle, one works out harder than the other, guess who's going to get stronger, right? So that's, that's the long and short of it. There's no, testosterone replacement therapy. It's not a magic thing. It just gets people back up to where they should be. Now, of course, people abuse it. I talked about in the other video. Some people will abuse the testosterone therapy and take more than they should be. I think some doctors often will prescribe too much, but they see, I guess at the end of the day, they feel that if their clients feel really great and are doing well, and they're not into dangerous ranges that are affecting them negatively, then that's okay, even if they're in the high or even above high normal ranges. But I still think, in general, people should shoot for those normal ranges. If you are on testosterone replacement, I would suggest you try to get your doctor up to the high norms. Why not? As long as it doesn't give you any side effects that you're feeling, and those side effects can be high blood pressure. They can be things like acne, high estrogen levels, water retention. So if you're not getting those side effects, then keep your levels at the high norms if you can. All right, that's enough. I think if you don't understand what I'm saying here, then we can just agree to disagree on this point. There's no reason really to have a whole bunch of negative comments in here. If you want to state something contrary to what I've just said that is, completely different, then feel free to. If you want to agree with me, then of course you can. All right, thanks for watching another GetFitOver40.com video. Don't forget to subscribe. Check me out on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. All right, I've got links on my webpage. You can check those out. Also in my YouTube channel, I got links as well. All right, thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.